Anansi and the Golden Stool's curse. Long before memory learned how to write itself down, before drums had names, before kings wore crowns instead of wisdom, there was a spider who believed he was smarter than destiny itself. His name was Anansi. Anansi was not large, he was not strong, he did not roar like the lion or strike like the leopard. But Anansi had something far more dangerous. He had a mind that never rested, and a hunger that never ended. In the forests of ancient Ashanti, where the trees whispered secrets older than the soil, Anansi was already a legend. Some called him a trickster, some called him a teacher, others called him a curse wearing 8 legs. But Anansi preferred a simpler title. He likes to be called the clever one. And for a very long time, the world agreed, until the Golden Stool descended from the sky. It did not fall like lightning. It did not crash or burn. It floated slowly, silently, as if the air itself feared touching it too roughly. The elders said the stool carried the soul of the Ashanti people, not the body, not the land, the soul. It shimmered with a gold that did not shine but remembered, a gold that felt heavy even to look at. No king sat upon it, no feet touched it. It rested upon its own sacred stool base, wrapped in silence and reverence. And every soul in the kingdom knew one truth. The Golden Stool was not owned. It was obeyed. Anansi watched all of this from the shadow of a silk cotton tree, rubbing his front legs together, eyes glinting. "A stool," he muttered, voice thin as a thread. "A stool that no one sits on, that no one touches, and yet everyone bows to." He tilted his head. Either it is the greatest wisdom ever known, or the greatest waste. That night, while the village slept and the fireflies stitched light into the dark, Anansi crept closer. The guards stood far away. The priests slept in sacred circles. The stool itself rested alone, glowing faintly, like a moon that had lost its sky. Anansi circled it. He sniffed the air. No scent of food, no scent of blood, only something else, something old, something watching. Anansi smiled. "I have stolen stories from the sky god," he whispered. "I have tricked death itself into tying its own feet." He leaned closer. "What are you compared to that?" When Anansi touched the Golden Stool, the night listened, the forest froze, the wind stopped breathing, and the world shuddered. Anansi felt it instantly, not pain, not fire, but weight, a pressure inside his chest, as if 1,000 ancestors had inhaled at once. The Golden Stool did not move, but something moved within Anansi. A voice, not loud, not angry, settled into him like a sentence carved in stone. "You may take nothing that holds more than yourself." Anansi staggered back. "What kind of riddle is that?" he hissed, but the stool did not answer. Instead, it waited. Anansi did what Anansi always did when faced with mystery. He laughed. "A curse that speaks in puzzles," he said. "How charming!" And he left. At first, nothing happened. The sun rose, the village woke. The stool remained where it had always been. Anansi ate, slept, told stories, tricked small creatures, stole yams, bragged to ants. Days passed, then weeks. And then Anansi noticed something unsettling. His webs began to tear, not snap, not break. They unraveled. Threads that once held fast now slipped apart, as if they no longer remembered how to stay together. Anansi tried spinning thicker silk. It failed. He tried spinning faster. It failed. He blamed the wind. He blamed the trees. He blamed the birds. He did not blame the stool. Then came the hunger. No matter how much he ate, Anansi felt empty. Food passed through him like stories without meaning. He grew thinner. His cleverness dulled. His jokes fell flat. Creatures who once feared him began to ignore him. Children stopped repeating his tales. And worst of all, when Anansi spoke, sometimes no one listened. That terrified him. Anansi returned to the Golden Stool at dawn, crawling openly this time. "I touched you," he said, trying to sound confident. "I did not steal you. I did not move you. What have you done to me?" The stool shimmered faintly. The voice returned. "You reached for what carries many while carrying only yourself." Anansi bristled. "I carry stories," he snapped. "I carry wisdom. I carry laughter and fear and lessons." The voice did not rise. "You carry them to yourself." Anansi recoiled. For the first time in his long, trick-filled life, Anansi felt small. The curse deepened. Anansi's stories began to change. Whenever he told a tale, it twisted. Lessons turned cruel. Jokes turned bitter. Wisdom became manipulation. Listeners walked away feeling hollow. Soon, no one asked Anansi for stories anymore. He became a trickster with no audience, a spider with no web. And still the hunger grew. One night, weak and desperate, Anansi crawled to the elders' fire. He listened. They spoke of the Golden Stool's burden, how it held the weight of a people, how it demanded humility, how it punished pride. Anansi understood then, not fully, but enough. He had not been cursed because he touched the stool. He had been cursed because he believed himself worthy of it. Anansi returned to the forest and climbed the tallest tree he could find. He looked down at the village, at the children, at the elders, at the stories living not in him, but in them. For the first time, Anansi did not speak. He listened. At sunrise, Anansi did something no one had ever seen him do. He began to teach without taking credit. He whispered stories into the wind, letting others find them. He fixed broken webs that were not his own. He warned villagers of danger without revealing himself. Days passed, then weeks. Slowly his hunger faded, his silk strengthened. His voice returned, not louder, but clearer. One final time, Anansi approached the Golden Stool. "I understand," he said softly. "I am clever, but I am not many." The stool glowed. The voice spoke once more. "Wisdom that serves only itself becomes hunger. Wisdom that serves many becomes memory." The weight lifted, not completely, never completely. Anansi would always remember what it felt like to be empty, and that too was part of the lesson. From that day on, Anansi remained a trickster. He still lied, still joked, still bent rules until they groaned, but he never again reached for what carried more than himself. And that is why, even now, when stories are told beneath the stars, Anansi is never the hero, he is the warning. If you like this story, please like the video and hit the subscribe button. Until next time, be well.